Joining me today is Lisa Dreyer, Fantastic Fest Festival Director. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, it's 8 days away now, so very soon.
I'm really excited for Fantastic Fest this year. It's actually going to be the third year I attend Fantastic Fest, and every single year it's just been incredible and always has some of the best movies I watch all year.
It's funny because this will be my 3rd year as a festival director. So, I have been with the festival for, I think, 7 years total, but your first year was my first year as the director too. So, happy to have you for all 3 years.
That's awesome to hear, and that's probably why I've enjoyed every single year I've gone for the past 3 years now. So, really happy that you are part of this and being able to share all of this.
Oh, thank you. It's a dream job. I have such a fun team, it's hard work, but we have a great time putting together the festival.
So, with you being the festival director for 3 years, I'm just curious to know your background with Fantastic Fest and how it all started for you.
Yeah, so I started as a volunteer, actually. I was a volunteer on the screening team, which is really fun. Every year, we have a batch of film lovers watch our submissions that come through Film Freeway. They interact with our main programming team. So that's how I really got involved. And then throughout COVID, we had some rocky years. And I was fortunate to be in a position where I kind of helped sailed the ship through virtual and different iterations, and then came on as the director in 2022.
I'm also happy to see Fantastic Fest being able to bounce back. I know, like a lot of festivals and the industry in general, took a bit of a beat during COVID and lockdowns and all of that.
Yeah, I'd say that this year it's our 19th year and it's bigger than ever. I feel really lucky that our festival was able to fully rebound. We are totally sold out. We have more demand than supply, which is a nice situation. Um, yeah, I'm just so grateful we could survive COVID because it was tough for a lot of festivals.
I'm really interested as well in all of this about fantastic games now this year being introduced. Could you tell us a little bit more about that as well?
Yeah, I'm so excited. We used to have an activation called Fantastic Arcade, and we were approached by Day of the Devs, which is this independent nonprofit, and they said, "Hey, we want to reboot some kind of gaming section, but make it a little bit different." So we partnered with them and also Blumhouse Games to bring in basically 10 independent game designers. So just like people submit their movies, people submitted their video games. They went through them all, they picked the best. And so throughout that first weekend, we're going to have a bunch of different rooms set up basically with video games. So you can take a break from movies, play some games. They're going to have all the developers there. They'll do some talks, they'll have some like tournaments. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah, and I just think it all clicks so well with the carnival and circus theme that you have going on this year for Fantastic Fest.
I'm glad that you got the theme because I've had some people say, "What's the theme?" I'm like, "It's the carnival." Chingu is a little clown. And yeah, it's gonna be we have lots of circus carnival related activations this year.
It's definitely a 180 from last year's theme, which was the satanic Chingu.
Yes, which was hell. Yeah, my bosses are relieved maybe? No. Every year we really like to mix it up, and it's hard coming up with a new theme every year. After 19 years, I'm like, we've kind of done it all, but we've managed to bring in some new stuff this year. We have a few circus-related movies. We, of course, have the new Terrifier, um, which is terrifying, obviously, and then fun stuff like, a new restoration of Big Top Pee-wee. So, a little circus nods here and there.
I definitely think Big Top Pee Wee doesn't get as much recognition as it deserves. It always gets overshadowed by Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
I love that Pee-wee film, and it's a world restoration, so it's gonna look, like, gorgeous on a big screen. I think it's gonna be super fun.
So, speaking about circus themes and carnivals, what would you say is your favorite circus carnival movie?
Oh gosh. I mean, it honestly is Big Top Pee-wee. I just love that movie, but there's also this movie called Carney that I am really obsessed with. We thought about playing it, but then we didn't. It's from the 80s. It has Jodie Foster in it and Gary Busey. Have you seen this movie before?
So I have heard about the movie and I've seen some images from it, but I haven't really sat down with it, but definitely will put it on my list.
Okay, I really recommend this movie. It is great. It's like really seedy, you know, late 70s, early 80s carnival imagery. It's really good. Someone should restore that one if anyone's listening.
Definitely going to try and check it out before I head down to Fantastic Fest for sure.
It's great.
Yeah, I think Fantastic Fest is just great because there's always a movie that you might not have ever heard of, and it maybe is not on your watch list for the festival. Like for me last year, She's Conan just accidentally happened, and I immediately fell in love with that movie and had it like as one of my favorites of the year.
That's so awesome. We actually have that director, Bertrand Mandico's new movie, Dragon Dilatation. Um, and it's wild. It's all shot in split screen. Um, so it's very out there. It's very experimental. But if you like She is Conan, I definitely recommend checking that one out.
Definitely have that one on my watch list, but I'm also curious as to how do you curate the list of films that are going to be presented at the festival, and how's that process with you and your team working on that?
Yeah, so we really have films coming from all different places. We travel to film festivals like Cannes and Berlin. We get films sent to us through Film Freeway. We're always talking to sales agents and distributors, and then just filmmakers through our networks come through as well. So, for instance, some of those hidden gems, like this year, we have this Indonesian horror film called The Draft. Um, it's amazing. I think it's gonna be a Fantastic Fest favorite because it has this twist that our audience loves. That actually came through a fellow programmer that had seen it and said, "Hey, it's not right for my festival, but I think you guys would really like it." Um, and so, yeah, films come from everywhere, and we usually are considering around 1,000 features and have to narrow it down to only 90. So it's a pretty crazy process.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a huge thing to pretty much do is to curate all of these films. So really applaud you for what you do and the rest of your team because always love the selection that Fantastic Fest does bring. Going back to like disruptions in festivals and the industry, last year there was a big one with the writer strike and all of that. And I know it made a big impact in the red carpets and celebrities that could attend. And of course, this year, I know you'll be able to have more guests, celebrities, the actors, filmmakers being able to really showcase their work. And I'm just curious about all of that and how it differs this year.
We're having so many guests, it's crazy. Our opening night film, The Rule of Jenny Penn, we're gonna have the director there, and then we're also gonna have the star Jeffrey Rush, which is crazy. I cannot wait to hear him talk about that movie. Basically, it's Jeffrey Rush being terrorized by John Lithgow. Um, so, you think of Jeffrey Rush as this very, like, proper, sophisticated actor, but this movie is wild. We're gonna have Halle Berry, which is like an amazing honor. We'll have people like Corey Feldman is going to come for the anniversary of the birthday. That's kind of like the cult classic of ours. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have Will Ferrell. I don't know, like the list is so long. I'm just so excited for our audience to be able to ask these amazing actors and directors questions.
And one of the things I really love about the festival is that there is so much more than just the movies. There's these activations, there's these musical guests, and all of that as well.
I'm so excited for our opening night because we have this band called Max Sabbath playing. I feel like they went viral randomly like a week ago, but they're Black Sabbath cover band and they dress up like McDonald's characters. We're like, this is perfect. It's like the world's most famous clown. That is going to be so fun. We also have some really fun podcasts this year. We're gonna have Mike Flanagan come with his new podcast, Director's Commentary. He's going to be talking to Jennifer Kent about the Babadook. We have trivia from Paramount Scares. We have a drag show from Louisiana Purchase. It's gonna be all circus and clown themed. Yeah, we have I don't know, every minute we're gonna have something crazy going on at South Lamar. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like my schedule's already jam packed, and I can only imagine adding some more of these events to the schedule already. It's like there's always going to be something to do, whether it's watching a movie, going to an event, hanging out with people. It's just always something to do at Fantastic Fest.
100%. And I mean, it's always so nice just hanging out in the high ball because directors, people who worked on the movies, are always just hanging out, and it's such a great way to meet people, I feel like.
Going back to you, what would you say are the three films that really you would say defined you growing up and how you sort of view film today as well?
Oh my goodness, the 3 films. Um, this is a rough one. I'd say when I was in high school growing up, um, I grew up in Northern California, and there was this cool theater called the Crest Theater in Sacramento, and they would have these big, midnight movies during the summer, and so I would go and see them, and they'd play stuff like Evil Dead, and they would have guests. So, just that experience really made a huge impact on me because, they'd have a DJ beforehand and, like, a funny pre-show. In a lot of ways, a lot of what Alamo and Fantastic Fest does. So I'd say that's not a specific movie, but that's just, like, an experience that really, like, hooked me into that movie-going experience. Um, I mean, I have my favorite movies. I'm obsessed with, We Need to Talk About Kevin, which everyone is very scared when I say that's one of my favorite movies, but I just feel like perfect that's a perfect film, and I would love to have Lynn Ramsey come to Fantastic Fest. I think she's shooting her new movie now.
Yeah, I believe she is with Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, um, that is like a to me, she is just like the ultimate director. I absolutely love her. And then like a non-horror director movie that I've always been into is anything by Almodovar. I'm really looking forward to his new movie with Tilda Swinton. I feel like that pairing, you can't go wrong. So I don't know. I just like the festival. I have super expansive tastes. I'll kind of watch anything once. Um, and then watch a lot of things many times, like anything by Ramsey.
Definitely excited for the new Pedro Almodovar film with Tilda Swinton. And you also have Julianne Moore joining them, so that's definitely a movie cannot miss.
Yeah, ugh, I forgot she's in it too. I mean, it has to be amazing. There's no way it can't be.
So for someone that's on the fence about whether should I go to Fantastic Fest for the first time or not, what would you say to them? What would you say is the appeal and the reason to go to Fantastic Fest?
I'd say go to Fantastic Fest. I know I'm biased, but I'm fortunate through my job, I get to travel to film festivals all the time, and I'd say Fantastic Fest is the most accessible and the most friendly festival. You can really come to Fantastic Fest and not know anyone and leave with a bunch of friends. Our whole staff is very friendly, very helpful. We're all in one location, so you can just hang out. You don't have to run across town. I I just love Fantastic Fest so much. I say, like, get a second half badge. That's the last 4 days of the festival. You can kind of ease your way into it. But everyone I know who has shown up for their first time, I don't know if your first time you knew a lot of people, but everyone I know says, "Oh, I left like with friends for life, and now we meet up and we go there every year, and it's become kind of a tradition." So I say, come and say hi to me, and I'll help you out.
I agree. You get to meet a lot of people, see a lot of people you might only see once a year. So it definitely is more of a community feel, I feel, with Fantastic Fest compared to other festivals as well.
That makes me happy to hear. Yeah, it's the best time of the year, I think.
But with all of that, I do want to say thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We are super excited for Fantastic Fest and just really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's busy and all of that to talk with us. So thank you again.
Of course. I look forward to seeing you in 9 days, 8 days, I don't know, soon, next week.
I look forward to seeing you as well and cannot wait to see what the festival holds for us. But thank you again. And this is Lisa Dreyer, who is the festival director of Fantastic Fest. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much.